Take some time in lonely hours and save a thought for decay. Stones and mossy monuments, weather-stained. Sit a while and watch the patterns of the bottles in the comes these days, I wonder more and more just where the lines are drawn in my private war. Water shimmers, eyes blur as I pray, while thoughts and images from the brigade. Black tea, running around from my head to my feet. Black tea, oh you old black tea. Woke up this morning, had a hunger pain. All I want for breakfast is black tea, honey and cream. Black tea, oh you sweet black tea. Jump out of bed, mama, run downtown. Take along the money, look all around. Find the coffee shop corner stand selling black tea. Come here, mama, come here right now. Gotta have my black tea, any old how. Black tea, oh you sweet black tea. Black tea is for saints, it's not for men. They say it'll take you to heaven, but they don't say when. Black tea, it'll be the life of me. Black tea, black tea, running through my veins from my head to my feet. Black tea, oh you old black tea. Let's take us a boat, just you and me. sail down to Ceylon, passing by Assam and Oolong, drinking our black tea, black tea. We're drinking our black tea. All right. We've got us some, guess what? Some black tea. Hello, Manuela with tea, Linda with tea, Artyom, Lucia, tea, Nilo, Ilea, Angelo Fernando's from Portugal. Big hug from out here. And Arbor85 on YouTube. Yay, the YouTube's working. Bernard, Anatoly, Lucia, Elizabeth, thanks for stopping by and having some tea. We've got a low battery emergency. 1 moment. We need to. This is important. I'll be right back. Oh man. Okay. All right. Need to plug in something here. Let's find it. Okay. Didn't realize it would go so quickly. Okay. Whew. We're plugged in. Now I'm down here. May as well. Well, it's not quite cleaned up here, but we're having some spring cleaning. I was feeling pretty sluggish with all that winter. Looking at all the projects that need going all over, thinking, man, how do you do everything? Then spring hits and inspiration strikes. I've taken out the wood stove, no more wood stove. We've got water in the place of wood. I like these old, sort of a mystery about how these big tanks, upside down tanks. Yeah, I got this at a yard sale, replete with all the heart stickers, think good thoughts. All right, we're getting it together. We're calming down. Anyways, it's exciting. It's exciting. We've opened up the false floor, and most importantly, we have. Let's go out from the inside. Uh-oh. Okay. This is all right. Okay, we're going up the stairs, up to the loft, and then what are we doing? We're gonna keep going. We found our guitar up here. Let's get rid of our shoes. What do we have? What does it open up onto? It is the long-awaited tea balcony. Oh, okay. Takes a minute here to get situated, but we finally made it back where we started from. So here we are, way up high. And we've got our water here, our tea. We've got our ammo can. This keeps the tea dry if it rains. We've got all kinds of selections, even some coffee. Anyways, that'll be safe. And the tea. We'll take a look from outside here in a bit. And sorry, that battery scare had me flushed for a minute. Always continuing the experiment. So hope everyone's fine and got their tea. Got our little dodecahedron gnome here. Gnome witch? The dodecahedron witch. I've got some new books. Edgar's on holiday, I think. I think Edgar is taking the day off. Remember these old books I got? I had a lot of old folk songs. When the moon had climbed the mountain and the stars were shining bright, I would take my darling Nellie Gray and we'd paddle down the river on my little red canoe. Oh, my poor Nellie Gray, they have taken her away, and I'll never see my darling anymore. They've taken her to Georgia to wear her life away as she toils on the Chattahoochee's shore. One night I went to see her, she had gone, the neighbors say. The white man bound her with his chains. They have taken her to Georgia for to wear her life away as she toils among the cotton and the canes. I don't know that song. There's probably a lot of folk songs in here. I don't know. There's no chords or anything. It's just someone typed up a bunch. And these are actually Xerox copies. I wrote down the family name that this was from. There was a fellow that had... it was from his wife's family, and she'd passed on. And so this is from like the I think the early 60s. Anyway, it's fun to look through that sometimes. I've got, speaking of folk songs, this looks like a fun one. The Richard Dyer Bennett folk song book. I recently in for the extra, get some tea, for the bonus Birch Book covers album, the Secret Shadow album for Birch Book 4. I've been doing some recording on those, and I did one of his renditions. He did renditions of some poets. Look, there's a Yeats. He did Down by the Sally Gardens, set to an Irish tune. The Garden Where the Praties Grow, Irish folk song. Although Carl Sandburg's American Song Bag has a version of this, it is originally, of course, Irish. My source was an old John McCormick record. Praties is colloquial Irish for potatoes, and the Grecian bend referred to in the song is that then considered elegant forward inclination of the torso above the tightly corseted waist and flaring bustle, so fashionable in the late 19th century. I don't know how healthy that posture is, though. Speaking of which, we've been doing our evening saunas sometimes and hanging out in the creek, getting cold. That's been fun. Today, it's been cloudy mostly until recently, and as I said, I'd taken out the wood stove, and was it the day before yesterday? And today was maybe the first day that I regretted it. It was rather cold, and I was thinking, my oh my, cold in the morning. But last night, I was blissfully in the dark of the night, hanging out in the icy cold creek. Different times for different sensations. Okay, so I was doing my electricity. I'm getting things, spring cleaning's on its way. That was one of the things. Everything seemed so difficult before, but now, with the springtime I basically probably did like 2/3 of all of the cleanup that I thought was going to take forever. It's still kind of a mess, actually. But when you've got a good afternoon and you can do your work, sometimes things go pretty quickly. Anyone have any requests? We've got to get a request. Oh, the serpent would be good. I don't know how I can play that, though. Oh no, Linda's still she's still grounded. You're grounded, Linda. Lamprecht, no notification. Hi, Michael and Eric. Servus. Robin. Kano. Thanks for stopping in. And Sue. Angelo. Hey. Thanks for stopping in. That's fun to see. Sue's just over there, over beyond the water. It's not that far away, kind of. It's kind of far away. Say hi to Bill. I need to have a little note about Moonlit Missive number 77 here. These aren't finished, actually. I could still, there's 2 more I could stitch up and do. I mailed these off. Remember from the Christina Rossetti poem, March? And they should have been maybe even received by some people. I wanted to say that the replacement broken CDs are coming still. They didn't get sent with this package, but that is in process. The replacements are coming, and I hope I finally have a foolproof mailing system that won't get smashed up CDs. But please tell me if they arrived safely. Look at this. Hypnerotomachia polyphily. The Strife of Love in a Dream. Anyone know this book? This is an old book. Really beautiful. It's supposedly, it's in, the original was, let's see, it should tell us, 15, in the 1500s. They tried to make an English version in 1592, but whoever was doing it gave up. It's in, or the original was in Italian with heavy borrowing from Latin. And this one, I've wanted this for a long time, but I think when it first came out, it was only in a nice giant hardcover that cost a lot of money. This was translated by Jocelyn Godwin, who I had the pleasure of meeting along quite some time ago. We had some nice talks about inverted music theory. This one, I bet. Let's read a little bit. It could be interesting. As I placed it in hers, I felt grasped between warm snow and solid milk. And it seemed to me slightly, no, altogether, as though I were touching and holding something beyond the human condition. After I had done so, I remained very agitated, shaken, and suspicious, not understanding things unknown to mortals, nor what might follow from this. I judged my plebeian garb and my incongruous and common dress unfit for her, and an unsuitable match for such company. It seemed forbidden for a mortal and an earthling to taste such delights. Thus blushing and filled with diffident admiration, which consoled me somewhat for my appearance, I became her pupil. Finally, even though my spirits were not fully recovered, my fear and perturbation began to lessen, since I reckoned that so beautiful and divine an object, and such a place as this, must lead to a happy issue. Her noble looks would have been enough to drag lost souls out of the eternal flames, and to rejoin them with their bodies in the tombs. Bacchus would have renounced the famous intoxication of the Goranian, Faustian, Falernian, Puccinian, or Pictanian vintages, in order to have the constant spectacle of her. Following behind her with my heart, fluttering and unsettled by love, I was shaking like the wagtail bird, and was as powerless as the timid sheep when the rapacious wolf drags it off by the throat. I now felt myself touched by a pleasant warmth, growing little by little and beginning to heat and melt my frigid fear, and adjusting the heat to the proper degree for genuine love. Already, almost overcome and conquered by the provocative appetite within me, I gave myself over to a silent debate, saying first, "Oh, happy above all other lovers is he who is coupled to this person, if not wholly, at least in part." Then, reproaching my improper desires, I argued the contrary. Alas, I cannot possibly believe that such nymphs condescend to those who are inferior, earthly, and in every respect unlike them. On the contrary, this one is worthy to be embraced by the supernatural gods, who, putting off their divine forms, would transmute and personify themselves, lured from high heaven by love of her. On the other hand, I consoled myself that I had offered my amorous soul to her, having no more suitable gift, and although divine, she had not spurned it, just as Artaxerxes, king of the Persians, had bowed to drink water offered in his hands. At this, full of warm sighs, I felt shaken and moved to the bottom of my heart, which eagerly consented to this and prepared to take fire, just as the little spark in a dry reed, blown by Eurus, begins at first to spread vigorously, that then suddenly bursts into flame. All right, let's take a walk. Let's find. I got rid of my shoes. I got rid of my shoes. I better get rid of my socks, because bare feet are better than wet socks. And we'll take a little stroll and look at the tea balcony from afar. Oops. Let's see what the tea balcony looks like. We came from the loft window. You can see in there the loft and of the pen check. We've got a ladder kind of outside here, so we can climb down. This is how we built it. Oh, whoops. Yeah, there it is. So now, in the mornings, we can make our tea in the early morning light and be inspired to work. It's all about work. Somehow, getting there, getting ready to work. Just gonna clean a bit more. The studio's coming together. It's all coming together. All right, how's everyone doing out there? I think it's time to sing a goodbye song. We'll go back up here. We'll think of anything else there is to think about. What is there to think about out here in the windy woods? I'm thinking about it. Anyway, we could hang out for a good parts of the days up here. And later, when all the mosquitoes come out, I'm going to put up some, it's going to be like my own little enclosed mosquito safe zone out here up with the squirrels. Squirrels are climbing up the tree out here. It's going to be a beautiful season. And one to savor. All right. Okay, I've got my little camping chair. We're gonna have a few peaceful sips of tea, and hope everyone is having a good. It's a good signal. That's good. Oh, Orb Weavers, thank you, Mistress of the Revels. No damage on the Missive 77. This is great. So, it could be because of various things. If you notice, I put popsicle sticks in the letter. I was hoping that helped because I was thinking, it goes through these machines and the machine should say, popsicle stick. Anyways, but I also have this giant non-machinable stamp sticks on it. I think the most important thing is I gave it to the nice postal lady and she put it in a special box that said non-machinable. But she's not the one who actually decides that. She says it gets decided in San Francisco. White speckled stone. Yay! What's everyone having for tea? Jember? Gingembre? Like Ingvar? What is that? Ginger? Oh, Shadow of the Bird. That would be a fun one. All these old songs. Look like a Christ again. No, I'd like to have all my my shavers kind of need to get a new shaver actually. They're all kind of broken. They break. Okay, look, I've got to put the camera on the stand so that I can play the guitar here. Okay. Well, here we are. And we've got a guitar, leaning back in the camping chair. Got our black tea. Oh, vanilla chai latte. What I wanted to say that people maybe recognize that the intro song was kind of a funny spoof off of that old traditional Cocaine Blues. It's an old cocaine song that people might have heard. And the story about that, as Townes Van Zandt tells it, is that it was after after maybe one of those it was one of the it was one of those wars in America, and they had they got all they got everyone jacked up on cocaine, and who'd have thunk they still wanted it when they got back. So this is my cocaine black tea. When I was this morning cold, that's about how I felt, like cocaine junkie needing his fix. But I think it's good for you, probably. Everything in moderation. I'm not a moderate tea drinker. I probably drink. Depends. I just drink all day. I don't have to eat. Choco. Okay, it's time for a song. No more babbling. Yeah, that's an old one. That's an old one. I wanted to re-record that song, "The Shadow of the Bird." It fits some new collections. Fits that I'm working on. I've got so many collections. I've got a book full of all my collections. The hard part is what to decide to put into what. And I'm excited about Birch Book 4 is what it's going to be. If all, which I'm hoping to have the audio finished summer solstice. I want it to be out into the world for summer solstice. Okay, here's the goodbye song. Someone wanted Aurora. I'm gonna remember those other ones too. I need to come up with a good system. Like, it needs to be some kind of little note thing on the side somewhere in the thing that people could put it in one place. Isn't there something like that? There's gotta be something. Okay. Ah, bye-bye. Drink tea. Or maybe not too much. Or as much as you want. Aurora of the valley, of the mountains, of the stream, where have you taken my love? Oh, where have you taken my love? Through fields of wildflowers, honey and wine. Marigold of the night, mist-drawn dew upon your tongue, giddy shake beneath you along. In passion I swam beneath the sea, I found him there waiting for me. Found him there waiting for me. He has paddled through the waves of my golden hair. My golden hair. His eyes are crystal, all of the world is a stranger entranced by their sheen. Bye-bye. Thanks for stopping in. See you next time. I'm glad I could show off my super duper new tea balcony where all kinds of exciting revelations will be discovered. Blessings and see you next time. Goodbye, dodecahedron witch troll.